In Brian Reidy from Ballylooby in County Tipperary, running a suckler-to-weanling system, half autumn, half spring. Use a good bit of AI in the autumn of the year, and then use stockbull in the spring. My father's working with me here as well. I have an off-farm business as a nutrition consultant, working mainly with dairy systems in the southern half of the country, but do some international work as well. I'm trying to use as much technology as I possibly can so that I can have ease of access to my information. So I've been using Herdwatch for the last number of years, and I find it great for putting in AI, putting in remedies, so that it's synced with my father's phone as well, and with the iPad in the house as well, so that anyone can access the information without having to make phone calls and me checking up. It's all accessible there straight away. What I use is the feature which tells me cows that haven't come in heat since they've calved. So I look at that, so once they're gone more than 42 days, I will look at intervention where I scan those cows to see why they haven't come bulling at that point. And also when a cow does come into heat, and I go into that feature, it's easier just to record the serve date off of that rather than having to trawl down through all the herd. I find the watchboard feature very handy because it's pinpointing to me what animals are likely to be repeating in the system, and as well as that, it also is pinpointing the animals that are closest to the calf so that I can pen them separately while they're inside in the shed. Recording the remedies in Herdwatch is so easy now, particularly if you have the box. You can actually scan the barcode and that'll extract all the information, the expiry date, withdrawal period and the whole lot straight onto the app. And then when I'm using the remedies, I can attribute that remedy to a batch of animals or to individual animals as is appropriate. So when you're strolling around the field and you see a cow's after losing a tag, you can put it into Herdwatch that she's lost it. Or if you see it on the feed passage during the winter as well, you can just put it into Herdwatch so that you can actually order a batch of tags rather than having to be putting them all through. So you're doing it as you're moving. More so in the last couple of weeks, where the replacement index, the replacement value is now on the bottom of each homepage of the animal, so you don't actually have to even click on the ICBF link to see the replacement value of the heifers in particular. But it's great that it actually just links back in so you can see all the information about all the animal. And my father uses the app all the time, so as I said earlier on, if I'm looking at, if I'm away and he wants to access information, he can see exactly what I can see. So he's seeing when a cow was inseminated, so if she's repeating, a simple thing like what bull will we use on her, be it the same as the last one. And also then from a point of view of when we have scanning information, we can see what the cow is in calf to and whether it's going to be a bull or a heifer if we've been able to scan at the appropriate time. So it can pinpoint maybe more difficult calving if it's potential for that. Well, I found the customer care team to be very useful. I give feedback every so often and there's always a very quick response to it. And they're appreciative of the fact that you are trying to improve the app for themselves, never mind improve it for yourself. Since I started using Herdwatch, the blue book has been made redundant inside in the filing cabinet.